And he says to him that my Rabb is the one who controls the movement of the sun. My Rabb is the one who is controlling the day and night. So, O Fir'aun, if you think that you are bringing the sun from the east, okay, let me put it a challenge for you. Why don't you bring it from the opposite direction? Bring it out of the west. And Fir'aun stayed quiet. Why? Mufassirin have raised this question that why, how come Fir'aun did not raise the question saying to Ibrahim alayhi salam, okay, I'm doing it this way, tell your Rabb to do it the other way. He could have said it. But at least he knew this much, that the person I'm talking to is a prophet of Allah. And if he would do it, if we would pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and it would happen, then my kingdom is gone. My people would know that he is a true person. Fir'aun, same way at the end, challenged with the magicians. And finally, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam wins, and all the magicians, they became believers and they accepted the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did Fir'aun do at that time? آمنتم له قبل أن آذن لكم? How come you people believe before I give you the permit? You need to apply for a permit for becoming a Muslim. And once you get my signature, my approval on it, my blessing that okay, now you're allowed to become Muslim, only then you change your religion, otherwise you're not allowed to change your religion. Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam, they always taught people the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brought hidayah for people. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Quran al-Kareem finally that this is the book of hidayah. The conflict between Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam and their nations was not that the nation was not convinced about the truthfulness of these Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam. It was, the main conflict was what will happen to our way of life. In fact, that was the reason I was narrating the story of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam with Fir'aun. At the end, when Fir'aun realized nothing is working. So now, and this is a fact in the history, you would always see it. Now what you have to do is scare people of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Best tool. Scare people of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Start making a propaganda against Musa alayhi salatu wassalam in such a way that people will be scared of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. No one would like to hear Musa alayhi salam. No one would like to talk to Musa alayhi salam. No one would want to follow him because they have scared him so much that, no, this is something very scary. It always happened in the history. And up to this day, people are using the same tool. Islam, stay away from it. These Muslims, very bad people. General image of Muslims is that these are very rough people. That's the least. Muslims are very rough. You better stay away from them. The time this man is going to get upset, he is just like a lion. He's going to eat you up. That's the image of Muslims. Because under certain agenda, they are scaring people of Muslims because they know that it's such a beautiful thing that anyone who will get close to it would love to be part of it. So keep people away from it, scare people out of it. So Fir'aun, he decided to do the same thing, use the same technique, keeping people away from Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and presenting the image of Musa alayhi salam in such a way that this is something very scary. What did he say? وَيَذْهَبَا بِطَرِيقَتِكُمُ الْمُثْلَى. What this man is trying to do is take away your beautiful way of life that you are following. What is طَرِيقَتِكُمُ الْمُثْلَى? Read Quran. He is trying to take away the beautiful way of life that you are following and will just change everything in your life. This man is trying to tell you that, you know, the way you dress up, the way you wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, then get into your nice car and go to job, and then earn regardless of halal and haram, earn, then come back home and then watch the TV over the weekend, go and watch movie with your family, and then for the holidays, take them for outing regardless of halal and haram. Such a beautiful way of life that you have. This man is telling you that no, these things are haram, you can't do this. You have to eat this way, you have to drink this way, you have to dress this way, you have to do the ibadah this way, your certain earnings are halal, those things are not allowed for consumption. And he has a long list of haram. It's so scary. This is what Fir'aun tried to scare people of, and really it worked. People at that time, the people of Misr, Egypt at that time, they got scared of Musa alayhi salam that يَذْهَبَ بِطَرِيقَتِكُمُ الْمُثْلَى. He's going to take away our beautiful way of life from us. And we are not willing to give up that way of life. That's the thing. We are not willing to give up that way of life. This change we cannot bring. Ask us for anything else, but no, not for this. If today, me and you, if we don't have time for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as soon as a thought comes to our mind of becoming religious, what scares us? We all really wish to be better Muslims. We want to change. We would like to be close to Allah. It's not that we like to run away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only problem is, with all the changes that I have to make in my life, I'm not yet ready for it. That tariqatul muthla, that beautiful way of life that I'm having, I won't be able to follow this. And I will have to change all of these things which I cannot give up at this time. The thing that is majority of the time that is keeping people away from following the Sharia, from following the deen of Allah, from following the ways of Anbiya alayhimu salatu wassalam, is the change they have to bring in their lives. This is why when people of other religions realized that this thing is keeping a lot of people away from religion, so they took all the halal and haram out of their religion. No more halal and haram. That's it. You believe in certain things, go to paradise. That's it. What's the reason for all of this? Because people are scared of halal and haram. Imam Tirmizi rahimahullah have narrated on the authority of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu that once Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as he was sitting amongst Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een, he made this announcement: من يأخذ عني هؤلاء الكلمات فيعمل بهن أو يعلم من يعمل بهن. Who would take 5 things from me? Take from me 5 things and practice upon them. Teach those who would practice these 5 things. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not just want to go ahead and tell people, everyone, these 5 things. He wanted to take a promise from certain people that you promise me, you would follow it, and then you would teach it to others who would follow this too. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu says, right away I got up and said, Ana ya Rasulullah, I will do it ya Rasulullah. He says, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam held my hand, and he started counting on my hand so that I won't forget. And of course, this is a specific way of teaching when the teacher would be holding the hand of a student, which you don't do it all the time. Maybe once in a lifetime, you're holding his hand and you're counting on his hand that, listen, number 1 you do this, number 2 you do this, number 3 you do this. Of course, he may never ever forget those things because those were some very special lessons that this student got from his teacher. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, after taking that promise from Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, that practicing upon them and then teaching them to others so that they can practice it, he held Abu